after this evening, I just want to go to sleep, move on to the next part of the tour, and forget tonight ever happened. And this guy who just decided to buy loads of cheap cocaine and take loads of it himself. It was just like, trying to see my knife collection. It's like, no, go away.
I think I'm sleeping in the van tonight, guys. Welcome to the 134th episode of the Cast Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris. During this show, we're interview bands and public figures from the mathcore adjacent community. My guests today dropped their sophomore album, Cajun Gold, last month through Church Road Records. Welcome in Helpless. How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't you go through and tell us who you are, what you do in the band? I guess we'll start with Sam.
So I'm Sam. I play drums and vocals.
And Dan?
I'm Dan. I play guitar and vocals.
Alrighty.
And yeah, I'm Sai. I play bass and attempted vocals, and and I sweat.
Dude, I love the triple vocal approach. It's really sick. Y'all actually just did a music video that we're gonna be going over, and I saw Sam wearing the vocal helmet thing for playing drums or whatever. That's fucking awesome,
mic.
dude. The Britney mic, right? I do that live for my stuff also, and you're the only other musician I've ever seen that plays extreme metal that has one of those on. So huge props to you for doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a game changer using that, because before having to use a mic on a stand and fucking chasing it around and it never being in the right place, or stands at venues that don't hold themselves up, so you just end up having to push it up with your head. Now having it on your head as a Britney mic has just been an absolute game changer. It's been the best thing I've bought probably in the last 5 years.
So you guys dropped your first release, self-titled EP in 2015. Is that when the band got together?
Yeah, so that was with basically Sam and Simon joined on this album a couple of years back now. So that was the first release. It was just meant to be a demo, but then it got released.
Wait, so you were on your own then? Dan, you were on your own the whole time?
So it was me and a guy called Steve and a guy called Rusty. So Steve on bass and Rusty on drums. So they did Debt as well.
Oh, okay. So I guess just things happen and members have to go off and do their own thing or whatever, and now you're with a different lineup then. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, so Rusty, the drummer, left, end of 2018, I think. And then a few months later, Steve, the bassist, left. So Sam actually joined in between the previous drummer leaving and the previous bassist leaving. So then when Steve, the last bassist, left, I was actually going to watch Simon's other band that night, so I just kind of put the question to him.
Okay. So you did an EP and your debut album, Debt, with the other lineup back then, both of which were awesome. But now you're back with the sophomore album, Cajun Gold, new lineup, awesome sounding stuff. Is this the first one under Church Road Records or second one?
Yeah.
It is the first one. Okay, I wasn't sure if Debt was put out by them too or not, but it's awesome. I feel like the whole sound is great, comes together really well. I feel like bands around similar to y'all can be very monotonous and everything sounds the same because those guitars just kind of take over sometimes. But you got something in every song to keep me engaged. Whether it's the riff about 30 seconds into Suppression, that riff is just amazing. The beginning riff for I wrote down the name of the song. Hold on, where are we at? The Great Silence, that opening riff for The Great Silence. What the fuck, dude? That's so good. I just want to applaud you guys. This is one of my contenders for album of the year, honestly. Super, super good shit.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But yeah, so first one under Church Road Records. How'd you guys hook up with them?
Sammy. I've known Sammy, and I think Sam's known Sammy from Church Road for a lot longer than me, actually. But yeah, I've known those guys for about 10 years anyway. Justine worked for the previous label that Debt came out on. They were kind of the first choice, really. Just kind of sent it over to them, really, the first choice of label, and just took a chance, and they liked it. So we're pretty lucky with that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it seems like they're one of those labels that's like on the rise or whatever. They had Cruelty last year releasing something, and Harriet, which is nominated for one of the UK Breakthrough Artists, or for I forgot what magazine it was for. But yeah, so it's crazy. Like, what's it feel like to be a part of a label that's like up and coming like that?
Yeah,
It's
it's cool. Yeah, I think they really give a shit about what's going on in UK sort of extreme music, really, and they kind of like they care. They really like they just care about good music and the whole kind of like I don't know community that's around it, and they've both been involved in it through one way or another for such a long time. They kind of just bring a lot of positive things together, really, which is a really good thing to work with. They're just endlessly enthusiastic about all of this sort of shit, and it's really nice.
That's awesome. I feel like a lot of labels nowadays are like kind of trying to take advantage of bands and stuff. At least I've heard a lot of bad stories about a good amount of the labels going around. So that's cool that you feel like that they're like taking care of you guys and doing all right.
Yeah. Well, I think also because Justine and Sam are employed to serve, and they've been a
Oh,
band
are
for
they? What the fuck? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
yeah,
Okay.
so they're an employed to serve, so they're fucking old road dogs that have been playing with us and other bands on the label for ages. So it's like it's not just like, hey, let's start something and then try and get these bands to make money for us. It's like these are all our bros from the road. We want to invest in the scene, so we're going to like give them all a platform. So we get they help us with the music, but also we can play some fucking riffs with them too on the road.
Hell yeah,
So
man.
they get it.
Investing in the road bros. I like it. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't know they were involved in an employed to serve. But yeah, so you guys, I guess you'd be considered power violence. What genre would you consider yourselves?
It's a kind of difficult one.
There's the question. Whatever you want it to be, man.
a lot of people throw a lot of different genres around: power violence, grindcore. I just see it as a hardcore band, really. In that kind of.
I like to describe it as like post grind, because it's like grind mixed with like a post metal vibe that is kind of mathy. So I don't know, like progressive post grind.
Alrighty, hey, I like that progressive post grind. That's what we'll call it now.
Whatever for. I think that's what.
PPG.
Yeah.
What influences go into the sound? What are the main influences?
So yeah, I mean, from the get go, number one, it was Gaza. Like no fucking two ways around it. It was all I wanted to do was just see if I could try and make that noise, and then I still haven't quite got there, but it's I don't know. I like to think it's turned into its own thing. That was where it started. Like that was where I wanted to focus, and then I like a lot of other bands, so just try and draw influence from everything that seems appropriate at the time.
Okay. Anything besides just Gaza? I mean, it's pretty all-encompassing.
Gaza was number one, and I mean, I suppose before that, like Converge was the band that got me into that side of metal. So it's always Converge. But I don't know. I like Jesus Lizard and Shellac and those old kind of like alt rock, noise rock sort of bands. So I try to inject a little bit of that into the grind side of things. The grindcore bands that I always really liked were like Brutal Truth, and there's a Australian band called Agents of Abhorrence, and like Agents of Abhorrence are fucking ridiculously good, but they do that janky sort of scratchy. It's hard to describe, but it's just, to me, I always hear that like. To be honest, when I heard Converge the first time, I was like, oh, it's like metal with that thing I like Sonic Youth do, which is the dissonant thing, and that. Back when I was like 14, it's like Sonic Youth were a massive band for me.
Okay.
And I was done with metal because I got into grunge. And then I heard Converge, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm back in the metal now.
I was a little worried you weren't going to mention more grindcore bands. I'm glad we got a couple in there, because I was like, wait, aren't you like supposed to be super influenced by grindcore? But
I think all three of us like come from different backgrounds, because the way this lineup kind of merged is we're all from different bands in the scene, and it became like this kind of weird unspoken about supergroup of different local bands. So like Sam is from a legendary UK grindcore band, Human Cull, and has a history of like playing death metal and like straight brutal grindcore. And like I am in a band called Monolithian, which is like a blackened like sludging doom band. So like I think Helpless kind of the way it is now, its influence comes from like three very different directions and kind of like merge in the middle. So you got Dan with like the dissonant hardcore and like Sonic Youth style, and then Sam with like the sort of in like stuff like Fear Factory and like brutal metal and grindcore. And I'm coming in from like, you know, like Big Business, Sleep and Bongzilla and shit like that. And it all just kind of crushes in together.
I love you mentioned Bongzilla, by the way. Love that band so much. Nobody ever talks about them.
I gotta suck my own dick for a second, right? Because like Bongzilla have been like one of my favorite bands forever, and I manifested for so long. I was like, I want to play with Bongzilla, and like I was like, this is never gonna happen because they didn't play for ages. And then they got back together, and I managed to play a bunch of shows with them. And then one of them gave me a noogie, and I was like, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So the way it seems like the writing process, it looks like Dan, you probably write everything, and then everybody throws their stuff into it to make it spicy. Or
I've written like the bulk of the lyrics, and I think a lot of the ideas started with just a guitar riff that I'll kind of bring to the practice room. But yeah, I don't know what there might be one song that I wrote most of it kind of with drum machines and shit, but yeah, I prefer going into the rehearsal room and fucking with things and changing it from what I don't know, kind of encouraging accidents, like happy accidents sort of thing. I think it's really important. And then everyone gets their own voice, you know, because if I've done it before where I'll get so focused on where I think it should go, I can't kind of see where, like, but yeah, when I hit a brick wall, it's just like, I'm the brick wall at that point, and so I need other people to kind of open that up. And
right, as someone that writes their own music, I totally get what you're saying, where it's hard to move forward sometimes, and it must be nice having these other guys that can help move things along. So this was really a collaborative effort then. This wasn't just like all on Dan or whatever. Like you each, like everybody else brought their own thing. Simon and Sam, you guys brought your own thing to this thing.
Yeah, well, like Dan had like a lot of riffs, and even Dan and Sam had been working on songs with previous bass player before I joined, so there was already like the wheels had started turning, but the engine wasn't on. And then we took a lot of those riffs, and then we just kind of, it was like a bit of, you know, that bit in Ghost where Swayze and fucking Demi Moore, and they got their hands on the smushing it all together. Like Dan was there doing his thing, and then me and Sam came in with our Swayze hands and like helped him put it together. But
That's beautiful.
I was yeah, man, I was put tear in my eye. But I was worried because I didn't want to try to bring too much to the table and like bastardize the sound. Because then if no one liked the album, it would be my fault. But I know that I was just gonna say, I know that like Simulacrum was like mostly Sam. I know you brought a lot. That was like your baby tune, and like Unseen Servant was something that I wrote, and then Dan just like fixed entirely. And like I think Suppression was like half a song that I wrote, and then half like the remainder of a song that we wrote but didn't like, and we just kind of smashed it together. So we just kind of all threw our spices into the stew.
I like that analogy. What about you, Sam? What was your big mark on the record, or what were we helping out with?
It's similar sort of approach to Simon, really. And like Simon and I both kind of coming into the band, it already having an established sound, I suppose, and both of us really being a big fan of that sound and what Helpless was before, coming into it and not wanting to like change how it was, really not wanting to change Helpless and how Helpless sounded as such, and kind of coming into it and trying to like emulate what had been done before, but in our own kind of way, rather than trying to kind of, because I think if I was to go into Helpless with a similar approach to what I'd been in other bands and what I've been doing in other bands, it'd be completely different. So kind of going into it and Helpless kind of being the influence on me as to what I wanted to write for Helpless. So hearing what they'd done before and being like, I want to play stuff like that. I want to see if I can write stuff like that, because I've never done anything really like that, never really written anything that sounds like that before. So it's kind of like using the band that I became part of is the influence to writing for that band.
Okay, so this was you were looking at it more like a challenge, see if you could like play this kind of style. Then
kind of, it was more of a case of like changing my drum style slightly, because it is like the tempo of it is a bit slower than I'm used to.
It's slower, okay, because it seems
yeah,
fast.
Yeah, I'm used to just playing in really blasting grindcore bands. Okay. So this is there was a bit, the tempo is a bit slower. There's a bit more space to kind of like play around with some rhythmic bits and pieces that I had never really done in a band context before. So it was a case of going into Helpless and being like, yeah, I want to see if I can play the sort of stuff that Helpless play. See if I can write stuff that still sounds like that band. Still bringing in some of the influences and the things that I like, but I mean, we've all known each other for such a long time. We all kind of like we know each other through playing music, playing in bands, and hanging out and listening to music. We kind of know what each other's like taste is, I suppose, and what we can all bring to it as a collective. And I suppose there's like a new band, despite it not being a new band as a band.
Right. But yeah, Sam and Simon, have y'all done vocals before this, or is this like a new experience for you guys? Because not a lot of bands do all the members have vocals.
Yeah. You've been doing vocals in other bands for 10 plus years, and I think like Dan was very encouraging of being like, yeah, get involved. And it's good to let Sam kind of shine, because you've always done kind of back-end vocals in Human Call and stuff. So it's good to like open it up and let you do your little toilet noises.
Toilet noises.
But yeah, no, I've always done vocals in some sort of context.
Oh yeah.
In all bands that I've been in since like the sort of first bands I started when I was in school. That's before I was even playing drums. I started playing like bass and playing guitar and did vocals then. And then, Simon said doing vocals, playing drums in Human Call as well. It kind of made sense to bring that triple vocal attack into Helpless, because we've all done vocals and we all can do it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really important part of the band is the triple vocal attack, as you were saying. That's interesting.
Yeah, it actually sort of came from the band that before Helpless was it was me and Steve and a guy called Sean, but Steve, the previous bass player of Helpless, I was in another band with him before, and that was a similar thing. It was a triple vocal. That was a bit more straight up grind, but yeah, I always liked it. I just think you've got 3 instruments there ready to use. Why aren't you using them? And you can really play with the kind of, I don't know, micro dynamics that you can kind of get, I suppose, if you want to call them that. Yeah, within metal, you can.
I was gonna say, I think like, and if me and Sam can pick up something, it like leaves Dan room to be more experimental with like sort of soundscapes when it comes to the guitar that maybe would be difficult to do, or having to put all the attention on this mic. You can kind of step back and create some atmosphere.
Right, or do something a little more like technical, or something harder to pull off, or whatever. I totally feel that.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have to like compromise the vocal intensity. It's like, I can't do vocals there because I can't play it. It's like, well, there's 2 other people that might be able to do it depending on what they're playing.
Okay, well, so moving from vocals right into like lyrical inspiration, the record seems to be like how we're all fucked and just too distracted to see it. Is that about right?
Yeah, in a roundabout way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing positive to take from this, although I did kind of think I wanted to put a minor positive spin on this album, but it didn't really work out that way.
Well, it's called Helpless, so I would hope you wouldn't put any like hopeful things. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be helpless, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we kind of backed ourselves into a corner there.
I got a couple of excerpts I wanted to talk about. First one from focus group Extraction. They've gotten to you like a pack of wolves dressed as lambs. They're burning brands. Will find the God for you. What exactly is this about? What is this song about?
Yeah, that was me. So it's kind of so I used the line moral appropriation in that song. So that's kind of how I've been viewing, I don't know, advertising and marketing of kind of, I don't know, it's such a see-through thing to see brands kind of latching onto moral movements really quickly, literally seeing the same company. So I suppose funnily enough, it got sparked from like McDonald's doing a vegan burger, and I'm just kind of, it just confused me. I'm not vegan, and I'm not anti-vegan by any means at all. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the very people that, you know, the biggest company that has been murdering animals for fucking decades are now going to offer a vegan option, so that those people who had a moral objection to that company are now going to be pouring their money into it, which is the very thing that you kind of don't want to do.
Yeah.
But dress it up as like, hey, yeah, but we're giving the option. It's what's the thing people like to say? It's raising awareness. It's like, well, yeah, just about a product, but they're just gonna.
I mean, they're just doing what fattens their bottom line, right? Like opening up to other people. It's not like they're doing it for some moral thing. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this moral movement seems to be big. Let's latch onto that, and we'll have it. And you see it everywhere.
Or how all the companies blacked out their profile images on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff during Black Lives Matter or whatever. You know, they don't really care.
That's it.
Like performative capitalism.
There you go. I like it.
Performative.
Like,
yeah, exactly. And it's just, I don't know. It just
Pride Month.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it just baffles me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you also have another great one that I love. It's the closing line for the album, On the Great Silence. And so you follow the dying flame, but the light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming train. That's fucking awesome. I love how you ended it with that. That's so good. Because everyone's like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just, it's a fucking train. That's such a good analogy, man. I love that so much.
I stole that from a philosopher called Slavoj Žižek. He's
oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard a little bit of him talking, and I can't stand it because just his accent and stuff. Like, I'm good.
Once you get past it, it's gold. He's a bit mad, but it is gold.
No, he's great. The stuff he says is great, but it sounds like his mouth is full of water, and like I'm good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe it is. Maybe he's just a wet man.
She's got a very wet mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a little goldfish near his mouth. He's got to keep alive.
So I would say this album sounds way better than last time in terms of production. Like, it feels more open and bigger. The other one, like, I listened to them back to back to try to like get differences and stuff. And the last one was just like not fully open, I guess is a good way to say it. Who helped you out with this one?
So this was a friend of ours called Rich Robinson. He lives in the same town as me, Plymouth. And yeah, I've never worked with him before, so I wanted to work with someone local as well. Because last time we went up to London from Plymouth, which is basically the opposite end of the country. It's like a 5-6 hour drive. So yeah, we just wanted to. I wanted to be able to kind of chip away at it rather than last time it was kind of 4 days, go in, do it, and then that's tough shit after that. I wanted to take a bit more time this time, which was well worth it.
Nice. So who did like the mastering and stuff, or did this one guy do everything?
That was Lewis Johns, who's done countless things. A UK guy. He's done like Ithaca. I think he's done lots of Employed to Serve stuff. I think he records Employed to Serve. Most heavy bands, like from the UK, he's probably recorded. I think he does Rolo Tomasi stuff as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, sick.
Yeah.
So this is all like a UK production then, like the labels in the UK, the people that recorded it, guy that mastered it, all that stuff's just right in the UK. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Homegrown.
Fuck yeah, that's so sick. I love that. So we got the album art somewhere. Here we go. Boom. It's up on stream now. The album art. What exactly are we looking at?
What do you think it is? What do you think it looks like?
I don't know, some dude like covering his face in gold, I guess. So the Cajun gold kind of works out like that, but I don't know. He seems to have a little too many fingers. Not sure. So what is it supposed to be or symbolize at least?
Well, I think similarly with the lyrics, I mean, as much as they come from specific places for me, I'd kind of want other people to use their own minds on that one. And the same with the artwork. Like, I did give Chris Nichols, the guy who did the artwork. He also did the album artwork for Debt as well. So it's the
I was
same
gonna ask if he did this, if he was the same guy. Okay.
guy. So yeah, they I gave them a specific brief, which I shouldn't have done really. I had a very specific idea what I wanted, and after a couple of weeks, he kind of came back and said, "Could I try my own thing?" Because they had a really good idea. So I just said yeah, and it wasn't long until that came back. And to be honest, it was similar with the album artwork for Debt. I kind of just saw that painting. I was like, that to me, I don't know, it kind of transcends words. I just like that just felt right. That it just felt like it summed it up. But it kind of doesn't need to be any kind of grand sort of meaning behind anything. I think if it just captures the vibe.
I feel the same about both of the covers. Actually, they're both amazing. This guy's really good. They're real paintings, right?
Yeah, it's all oil painting.
And you own them, right?
Steve, the previous bass player, owns the other one, but yeah, I've got the new Cajun Gold one.
Okay, awesome. Dude, there's so many bands I've talked to who've had like real paintings done, and they don't own the actual painting, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, buy that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like, I would buy that in a second. You know, it's wild.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you guys have the actual painting and stuff. And you also have a music video that we'll talk about playing here. It's for Wraiths of Memory, which is one of like the more memorable opening riffs. I feel like it's gonna get really loud in a second, and I'm gonna regret having this as high as I have it. But anyway, so whose idea was it to do the performance vid in the? I guess it's a garage. Is that where you're at?
It's kind of I don't even know what you describe it. It's just kind of like a empty arts building sort of thing. They've just got like a performance space at the top. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, like
like,
downstairs, there were people doing like workshops and like playing like chess and drinking coffee.
The
And, like,
little cafe downstairs.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it's like a communal free art space for workshops and doing stuff. And then they just had this big open like top floor, and we just put curtains up and set up and just fucking went for it.
That's sick. Most performance videos are like, they seem really easy, like they're just like kind of cop outs or whatever. But this one, you can feel the aggression. I don't know. This works really, really well for you guys. Like yeah, like I said, most performance videos I just write off and don't even like pay attention to. But all like the camera work and stuff's really good too. Like the shaking that it does, and like it does these weird pans. I guess what you would call that when the camera goes around the room or whatever. So yeah, props to whoever filmed this, because like they did a great job.
that was Rusty, actually, the previous drummer, filmed that. He did all the other music videos as well that we've done.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't escape that easily.
Incredible sort of cinematographer and the filmmaker. And, like, that's kind of what he does with his time, is his job.
Oh yeah.
So we were just like, yeah, hey boy, come and give us some footage.
Yeah, no, Russ, really, really fucking good filmmaker. Yeah, so yeah, all the previous music videos were all done by him, and yeah, that's why they kind of look good and cinematic, because that's what he does.
So he makes movies? Like what movies is he?
Yeah, I mean,
anything I would know?
he
Probably
makes-
not, right?
He makes sort of independent film, but he's done quite a lot
Okay.
here and there. He works at a college, but yeah, in his kind of spare time, he makes making film.
Okay.
Yeah, check out South of Devon Films on Instagram. That's him.
Sounds
Yeah.
like Devin. 1 second, let me write that down.
Devon, which is Devon, which is the county that in England that we're from.
And yes, it's a play on South of Heaven.
That's nice. So we got a random question here we ask everybody. What do you put on your hot dogs?
Fuck. No, I don't put fuck on my hot dogs.
Like, I like to fuck my hot dogs, bro.
Fuck.
See, hot dog is my favorite food. It's my it's my all-time. If I was about to die and they were like, "What do you want to eat?" I'd be like, "Give me a dog." But
For real?
That's your favorite food ever, is it?
my favorite food
That's
ever.
That's
man.
your death row meal.
Yeah. Sling me a dog.
Yeah, so what's on that dog?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a simple mustard and ketch fella.
Yeah,
But one
I'm the
time when I was in Prague, I had a hot dog that was covered in smaller hot dogs.
What?
How?
It was like I thought it sounded like a joke, but it wasn't, and it was good. I mean, you don't get to be this chungus without putting the work in. But it was like a big bratwurst, yeah, in like a loaf of bread, and then it had very small sausages that were like spicy, and they were like on top of the dog, and then like sauced up. So it's like, yo, dog, I heard you like dogs, so you put dogs on your dog so you can dog while you dog. And I just chomped it. And it was
What do you like on your hot dog?
ketchup, mustard, and smaller hot dog, I'd say.
I think that's the oddest one that I've heard so far.
Sounds fucking incredible. I definitely think I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to hot dogs or burgers. I know when like burgers and kind of like gourmet burgers kind of blew up and became a big like trendy food thing, and people were just putting all sorts of shit. I was like, just give me ketchup, onions, mustard, and some cheese. No, I'm happy. Don't try and overcomplicate. Don't try and overcomplicate the classics.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your hot dog then? It's just ketchup and onions.
Ketchup, onions, mustard. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
I'm going to go with that. Although I could go for a chili dog because that's what Sonic would have. So
there you go. Chili dogs are pretty. You have Sonics over there in the UK?
yeah, he's touring at the moment.
Oh, a guy named Sonic. Okay, there's a business name called Sonic that's all over America that sells like hot dogs and shit. So I was like, wait, y'all have that there?
I was talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. Sorry, I'm just being a fucking nerd.
Well,
I do love a chili dog, man. But no beans in the chili that's on the dog. It's got to be just like a meat sauce chili.
Okay. No, I'm down with that. I don't think I want beans on my hot dog. I don't know. That one sounds weird to me.
Yeah, just a good chili dog. I'm a chef, so you've got me down the wrong road here. But a good chili dog chili is when if you make like smash burgers or you put burgers on the grill, any kind of like meat crumbs that are left over, just fucking scrape that shit onto the side, put it in a tub, and like make that your chili, and that's like the perfect hot dog chili. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's what they do at Wendy's. I saw that on that training video.
Oh, is that what they do?
Oh, wait, I haven't shown you the grill skills training video, have I? Fuck.
That's about time.
What the fuck?
Next time we're down, we're having a Wendy's training video session. We're gonna.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's the best thing. Just type in Wendy's 80s training video. It's fucking great.
But yeah, Simon, you also have a podcast. We'll bring up for a second. CBIM. You want to tell me what it's about?
Yeah. I do it every week on Tuesday, and it's like a attempted comedy interview thing where I ask people in bands to like bring 4 things that they fucking hate from their lives, or silly things, and we just debate whether or not we want to throw them out forever. I have this like thing called the sea bin, which is like a big, like a trash can in the ocean where things go to die and be excluded in exile forever. And we debate it, and then it goes in, and then I get sent in horrible questions about shitting yourself and stuff, and we talk about it.
Okay. No, it actually sounds like it'd be really funny. I really want to check it out, actually.
Yeah, I do that every Tuesday. It's on Spotify and all that stuff.
Hell yeah, you're gonna have to send me the link to that. So what's next for you guys in Helpless? You got like touring plans or anything like that coming up?
Yeah, so we're planning to do a tour in just the UK at the moment in October. So we're just booking that up at the moment. But yeah, we had a release show last weekend and got
Ooh.
coronavirus afterwards. So I've just been dealing with that all week. So
Nice.
Yeah.
but yeah, next week I'm going to get back on it and start booking that tour, and then hopefully play some festivals next year. So yeah, hopefully people ask.
How was the release show?
Yeah, great, really, really good. Other than getting COVID, it was fucking sweet. We had a band from Wales, which isn't far from Plymouth, which is where I'm based, called They Live We Sleep. They're really good.
Oh, okay. No, I know them. They're awesome. Great band.
Yeah, awesome. I just wanted to see them play, so I just selfishly booked them. And we had Effa Masculata, which is an X-Files themed hardcore band from Cornwall, which is where Simon's from.
Okay.
And,
That's awesome.
And don't let the gimmick trick you into thinking that it's lame, because it's really fucking not. It's so good.
They're really good.
I
It's
know
like
a band called Serling, and their gimmick is they're Twilight Zone based. They're based on the Twilight Zone. So like it's the exact same thing. It's just the Twilight Zone. So no, I totally understand. Like the band could still be sick and have like the weird.
But they kind of sound like.
The kind of what?
It's like, sorry.
I was gonna say they kind of sound like F minus. It's just
I
like
haven't heard of that one.
really mean riffs. And they all dress up like FBI agents and shit. It's great.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me of like Graf Orlok in a way. Sorry, do you know that band Graf Orlok?
Oh yeah, what was it? Destination Tomorrow was the one with the briefcase on it. The one with the briefcase on it, I know, is like the one that's like fucking awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love that band, man. Like, Jesus Christ, such a good band. Like, I'm fine with the gimmick. But yeah, I do always think that they might have got taken more seriously if they weren't a cinema grind band.
The grind, I love that.
Yeah, I fucking love that band though. They're fucking awesome.
So y'all played decent amount of shows. What's the best show you guys have played? Actually, is Sam and Simon, have y'all played a show yet besides the release show?
Yeah, I've done a few. Not too many,
okay.
but maybe like 5 or 6.
Okay, I was thinking like y'all might have come in like right when COVID was hitting, so wasn't sure if y'all had a chance or whatever.
No, we managed to get a couple of shows in before the whole COVID thing happened. And then we've had like 2 lockdowns in the UK. We had a couple of gigs in between lockdowns and then a couple of gigs sort of afterwards, or 3 gigs afterwards. So yeah, it's probably been about 6 or 7 shows that we've played in this band.
Okay, well, what's the best show you guys have played?
That is a tough one. With this lineup?
Any lineup.
Any lineup. Oh God. Helpless did play Download Festival, which was weird.
What?
So that was. It wasn't really. I'd never been to Download either, so that was kind of cool.
That's like big time shit, right? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it was not like the Dogtooth stage. It was like the smaller stage. But Napalm Death were headlining that evening, so that was kind of cool on that stage.
That's still sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah, it was a really fucking weird time.
Why was it weird? Like you feel like you didn't belong?
Because we kind of like it's Rusty, the old drummer, kind of knew a few people, so we were kind of like in the backstagey areas. So yeah, we just kind of chatting to random fucking people, like Alexis on Fire guys. That was weird. So I'm not into that band, but it was just like, you're those guys I'm aware of. This is strange.
That's awesome, man. Hey, a couple of years, you'll be some like little band will be opening for you, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're in that band that I'm aware of."
Yeah,
you're apparently famous.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think, man. What was the best? I
think the first show that we played after the first sort of lockdown, the first show we played since the pandemic kind of hit was one of the most profound. And it was really good having, such a long break because of such an unprecedented thing, and not being able to play shows or even go and do anything, go and see bands play, or even, meet up and play ourselves, really.
I can imagine all the people were like just excited to be out of their house,
It was kind of a combination of excitement and sort of trepidation, I suppose, and not really being really sure, because it's been such a long time since anybody's really done it. Just kind of like, is this okay? Is this going to be a good idea now? Or, there were so many unknowns around being out and doing public things in confined spaces at that point. And it turns out that, we ended up a couple of months later then going back into another lockdown because of the cases rising. But it was incredible. It was really, really good, really cool to see, to see other people and see friends of ours and playing, we played in London, so it was in a different place, a complete change of scenery from what we've been used to for the last, however many months of just sitting in our pants playing video games. And it was really, really cool. But it was, at the same time, it was kind of just like, this is odd. I'm not used to this now. I've gotten so used to just sort of sitting in and seeing like just my girlfriend and just doing that. And you kind of, they get to a certain point, I think, with, you kind of get to a point where you sort of accept that that's just what life is going to be like for a little bit. And then when you're able, you're released and free and able to go into the world and do stuff, it's like, this feels weird, this feels odd, but it was really cool. And I think that's kind of, it had quite a big, profound impact, I think, on me, as far as going out and being like, oh yeah, I'm finally going back out and doing the thing that I love and hanging out with people I've not seen for ages. And yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I think my the same. Yeah, that Blackheart show, the first show back, that was, yeah. I think I agree.
Is Blackheart the venue or a band you all play?
Yeah,
the venue. Okay.
Venue. Also, shout out to Matt, who was the box office guy from the Blackheart, who died of a heart attack. Today or yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I didn't know him super well, but every time we played, I'd always have a good chat with him and stuff, and he was a real sweetheart. So, rest in peace, Matt from the Blackheart. Shout out.
Well, from that to what's the worst show you guys have played?
Oh right. I don't know, because the show was good. Yeah, we.
I don't have to be necessarily like difficulty playing the show, but like, things before or afterwards, maybe, something weird happened.
Yeah, I've been quite lucky, I think, generally. But yeah, we did drive up to Nottingham one year. So from where I am, Plymouth, it's like a 4-hour drive, and we got paid £9 for that.
What?
Guys drinking a massive bottle of cider. It's just like, here's your money, boys. Right. That kind of sucked. But the show was really good. I'm just trying to think. There was a show in Camborne. I don't know if you were there, Simon, with Chemical Tomb back in the day.
Yeah, I booked it, I think. I made the gig poster.
Yeah, we had to like.
I remember getting a text from the sound guy who was very angry at you.
What'd you do?
I did nothing. I turned up and played, and our vocalist just basically insulted the entire audience, and then we like left immediately because we had to get a train. So it was just a fucking abysmal show. So that would definitely be the worst.
Why did the vocalist insult the crowd?
I can't even remember what he said, but just the fallout the next day was just a bunch of people posted on the event page like, you guys fucking suck.
I got a text from the sound guy that was like, don't fucking book these guys again. Like apparently Marcy, he like fucking smashed a mic in the floor and caved the mic in or something.
Damn.
He was just being belligerent. I mean, it's funny thinking about it now, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where this kick.
That was bad.
Yeah, I haven't had any bad gigs with Helpless. All the gigs that we've had, I'd say there haven't been very many. It's been sort of 6 or 7. They've all been really, really cool. In other bands, had some very forgettable gigs, I suppose. Probably the worst one I think I've ever played was a gig in Liverpool. Funnily enough, actually, I was touring. My band was touring with Oblivionized that Sammy from Church Road used to play.
Oblivionized is so fucking sick. Dude, I love him so much.
Yeah, so we did like a little UK tour with them. We played in Liverpool, and it was just a bit, it was a bit sketchy. The venue itself just seemed a little bit dodgy and kind of, it was just quite unpleasant. I don't really want to go into any massive details on it because it wasn't very nice. But yeah, that was probably the worst gig I ever played. And then we ended up staying at some guy's house who then decided to take loads of cocaine and show us his large knife collection, which was a bit sketchy.
Nice.
It was just like, what the fuck are we doing? I just want to go to sleep. Like after this evening, I just want to go to sleep, move on to the next part of the tour, and forget tonight ever happened. And this guy who just decided to buy loads of cheap cocaine and take loads of it himself. It was just like, do you want to see my knife collection? It's like, no, go away.
I think I'm sleeping in the van tonight, guys.
That was probably the worst gig I've ever played. But looking back on it, it was quite funny. But at the time, it really wasn't. I just wanted to go home.
Oh, I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to try to make this funny because this is like not a funny story at all. It's kind of harrowing. But maybe like 10 or 11 years ago, in my other band, we're like a thrash punk band called Rash Decision, and we were on tour in mainland Europe, and we played in a place in Belgium called Antwerp, and it was a squat that was in the catacombs underneath like an abandoned church. And I'm super asthmatic, right? I'm better than I was then. I'm super bad then, like really, really asthmatic. And like the tunnels of this place had like no ventilation. It was like full of black mold and damp and dust, and everyone was just smoking ciggies. And it was just full of like dogs that like had legs missing, and people with no teeth, and like people with like needles hanging out their arms and shit. And there was this one guy who was standing next to me.
This does not sound cool anymore. I'm sorry. It does not sound cool anymore.
It gets worse, man. It gets worse. There was a guy who was standing on the side of the stage, and he was blowing a harmonica into my ear for the whole. He was just like just right in my fucking ear. And then I started having an asthma attack as I was playing. And I was like, I'm going to try and get through this gig. I can't breathe, but if I just focus, if I like try and meditate, I just close my eyes and play and just try and get through, and then I can go outside and get some air. So I got my eyes closed and I'm playing, and then all of a sudden I just fucking die. Like for real, like dead. I was dead.
What?
I just stopped breathing.
Not just passing out, but like you're saying that you like died, like it was done, it's game over.
I stopped breathing, my heart stopped, I was dead, and I got dragged out, and they fucking like brought me back in the rain, in the streets of Antwerp, but they couldn't call the ambulance because it's a squat, and if the authorities know where they are, there's like 50 homeless Belgians, and that's more important than the life of some 18-year-old fucking fat English dude. So like they fucking bring me back, and I'm like, I come back sucking on my inhaler. I'm sitting in the street, and yeah, that fucked me up for a bit, man. I had nightmares that I was suffocating for like months after that. Every time I'd play, I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking die. So,
God damn, dude, that's crazy. So that wasn't funny. You said this was gonna be funny. It was not funny. Dude, that was fucking insane. Oh my god.
I mean, not many people, say that they fucking corked it.
No, right. That's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, when you said that there were dogs missing their legs, I was like, this isn't gonna be funny. Like, I know this isn't gonna be funny.
It wasn't, but I was thinking I was gonna be like, played a venue and there's no one there, and we didn't get paid, and we'll stay. Like that happens all the time. But I think yeah, like having an asthma attack and like perishing, I think that takes.
Dying at a gig is probably the worst gig I could imagine having.
That's fucking crazy, dude. God.
Yeah. If it had happened on stage of a really big show, it would have been really cool.
Right? Is there footage of this like on YouTube or something? Like then we're talking.
No. This was like way back when. But imagine if we were like playing to like 1,000 people or something, and then all of a sudden I just drop, and you see my little ghost go woo out my body and go up into the sky.
That's fucking.
Sorry, we can laugh about it now because you're not actually dead.
Yeah,
right,
not as far as we know. No, yeah, not as far as we know. Unless you're a really, you're a really powerful ghost.
Crust punks there. Some ancient crust punk necromancer, like fucking performed a fucking level 5 resuscitate on me, and
So you guys have shirts, CDs, and vinyl available at your Bandcamp. I saw there was another variant that y'all didn't have on the old Church Road Records website. Is there anything else on there? I don't think so. I think it was all the same merch.
Yeah, the label deal with kind of the orders through Bandcamp. So yeah, we've got copies of the LP, just like the beer, the clear beer sort of coloured one. But yeah, I think there's a subscribers only one. So the Church Road do a subscription thing. So yeah, there's a subscribers only variant, I think. Yeah, I think there's only 500 LPs done, same in the CDs.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got t-shirts and stuff that I haven't put up online yet, but they'll be going up this week.
Will that be on your Bandcamp or on like a big cartel or
It's
how's
gonna
it
be
gonna
a
work?
big cartel, so we'll do some posts and all that shit. Yeah, we're not great at the all fucking internet stuff, mate.
or it's sort of shilling our stuff, which is like, yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
They've got Wi-Fi, you know.
Well,
They've only got Wi-Fi like 2 years ago. It's just been installed.
Oh, do you have any merch you can show off?
Oh yeah, I've got some stuff, mate.
Go on then.
I got some stuff I could show you.
Yeah.
Got to take it somewhere.
Oh, lovely, mate. Lovely gold print on that.
Dude, that's nice.
Thank-
What's the image of exactly? It's like a flower?
It's like oh fuck, I think it's a chrysanthemum.
Okay.
It did have some meaning. A guy called Christworks, Jamie Christworks, who does some
I'm
music
familiar.
as well.
I'm familiar
Yeah, he's a
with him.
tattoo artist, but he did a t-shirt for Pupil Slicer a little while ago.
Right.
Yeah, he's sick. He's really, really fucking good. But I just wanted to get something designed by him, so got that. I've got that on slip mats as well, which we've got very limited numbers of. I do screen printing, so I'm kind of like printing our merch.
Okay, nice.
Other than that one on the Bandcamp.
Okay. Well, I also just noticed you have an amp behind you that says Helpless on it. That's fucking sick.
Oh no,
That
yeah,
does say
that's
Helpless, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
That's fucking sick, dude.
yeah, it's just my cable box. But yeah, some dude did that in Antwerp actually. Simon, there you go.
Yeah. Maybe it was my
It was the same guy. It was that cross-prunk
And
necromancer.
then Necromancer in the back and
It does look pretty spooky, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was done by a necromancer. It looks like a
Yeah.
necromancer's handwriting.
That is
Yeah.
It's a sigil.
That's fucking sick. Well, we could wipe. I'm sorry. Let's wrap this up with the with your album of the year for last year, unless something current has piqued your interest. There we go. Album for last year, unless something's piqued your interest.
My album for last year was The Lurch by Yautja. It was a fucking phenomenal record. Love that band. Yeah, I got into them a few years ago. A friend sent them to me, and it was just one of those like, why has no one sent me this sooner, or why haven't I heard of them sort of bands. It's fucking perfect for me, man. Yeah, they've got that sort of, hard to define things. Like, what are they? Like, what is Yautja? It's like, it's not noise rock, it's not grindcore, but it's got blast beats and it's got kind of, I don't know, noise rocky passages. It's just fucking great. And they got riffs. That's the other thing. So like, it kind of made me appreciate the riff again. It's not just, doesn't have to be all fucking noisy, skronky.
Skronky.
Skronky. I like the word skronky.
Scrungly.
Yeah. But yeah, The Lurch by Yautja, fucking absolutely great album. Yeah, I've been really shit at listening to music that isn't fucking the Beatles or country music the last couple of years. So yeah, that one stood out.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think I've kind of, again, as Dan said, I've sort of been pretty shit on keeping up to date with things that have come out over the last year. And if I have, I've forgotten about it. Like, I really like the last Gojira and the last Mastodon albums, and I know they're bands that people like to shit on because they don't sound like what they used to sound like. But as far from a songwriting perspective, they're both really, really good. The Socioclast EP, which is ex-members of In Disgust, that's fucking killer for that sort of like Gulf Coast grindcore sort of thing. But yeah, this is the sort of thing that's like, ask me again next week, and I'll probably think of something else that's come out that I've forgotten about. But that's my pick at the moment.
Alrighty. And Simon?
I was going to make a joke about Psychosexual or something. I don't know if you know that band.
I don't.
it's the ex-drummer from Five Finger Death Punch, and he's got this pervy little band where he dresses up like a devil, and he wants to be everyone's daddy dom. And he made like 11 albums about like pussy. And
what the fuck?
It's awful. Like,
You know, I'm
it's
surprised, but
terrible.
I'm not surprised. You know?
I recommend it if you want to like lose all interest in music and become like an old prospector or something. But I think the best album for me last year is an underground UK band called Grand Collapse, and they released their third record, Empty Plinths. And Calvin, the singer from Grand Collapse, is like a super good friend of mine, and he recently sort of suddenly passed away. And I think people need to listen to this record because they are, in my opinion, like the best, like musically, the best punk band the UK ever produced. Like it's
that's a big thing there for you to say. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's there's like some pretty big bands from the UK.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because they're my bros and because Calvin's gone. Like there's like been only a few bands that have like moved me to tears from watching them play live, and they're one of them. They're like if the UK ever came close to making its own propaganda, it's Grand Collapse. So go check out Empty Plimps by Grand Collapse, and it will blow your dick out of your ass.
Okay. I'd rather keep my dick where it is, so I might not check it out then. But
you don't know until it's right. You can put it out. You can always put it back.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to say? Close this out.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming
Yeah.
on. No,
And thanks to everybody that's checked out our new record and said nice things about it, because it's really cool and really nice to see people saying nice things about things that we've done. You know, we kind of came into this, you know, we make music because we enjoy music and we enjoy just hanging out with our friends. So it's really cool to see a bunch of people really digging it as well. So yeah, thanks to everybody that's checked it out and that likes it and has said nice things about it. Thank you.
Yeah. It's insane. Like I think we thought people might like it, but it's kind of ballooned more than I was anticipating. It's been like a bit overwhelming, and it means a lot. I mean, literally the day after the record came out, I was playing a show with Napalm Death with my other band, and Dan was doing merch, and they were playing one of the songs on the record over the PA, like just when people were walking into the. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, this record came out yesterday. And it was a big moment of like, oh shit, I think people are actually listening to this, and it's, oh dear. But yeah, thank you for
That's awesome. Honestly, I think y'all have like a really bright future ahead of y'all. So like, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Thanks, man.
So if you're looking for the if you're looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, you better watch out because it's actually Caged in Gold, the sophomore album from Helpless, which came out back in March through Church Road Records. You can find this stuff at helplessnoise@bandcamp.com. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bandcamp. Yeah, we're Twitter. Yeah, Bandcamp, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. Am I missing any kind of social thing or?
No, we try to avoid it, to be honest.
I was getting that vibe. As for my channel, drop me a follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to services. Also get some access to exclusive emotes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, folks, if you enjoyed the video, please tickle the notification bell. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for free. Find me on, check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatendskreation@bandcamp.com. My album, Boomers, Zoomers, Desperate Coomers, is out now. My next guest is Virginia-based mathcore act, TVLPA. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that in one word, but TVLPA is what I got here. Join us this Wednesday, the 13th at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you had a good time.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Very good. Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching and listening.
Why take the thing of the life that is threat?